Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to checking out the YouTube version of Cinematic Autopsy. We've noticed a lot of you are watching and have not subscribed.
Yes.
So,
Please
it would,
subscribe.
yeah, before we begin, it would be wonderful if you guys could click on that little link right there, right, see where I'm pointing right there, and you'll notice that if you scroll down, you'll see subscribe. So subscribe to us, CL Squared Productions. You'll be able to see our videos, stuff
We have lots of cool
our
content for
trailers.
you guys. You'll know everything that we're up to in the film world, whether we're talking about it or doing it.
Exactly. So let's give you 5 seconds to subscribe. All right, everyone. Hey, everyone. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
It's us. We're back.
We are back. We are back.
Chelsea looking all...
We're all gonna laugh at you!
Chelsea looking all like, oh my god, she's such an awesome, innocent person, and I look like the fucking sleazy ex-boyfriend in like a 90s rom-com right now. Like,
At least you know your type, and that works right now.
Yeah.
And you called me innocent. That's never happened.
It's the shirt.
No,
I know you in real life. I would never say you're innocent, but I know the shirt. But, I look like we can't get Russell Brand, so let's hire that guy. Right now. Can you do an English accent?
And then you got the diversity thing in there, too, so it looks good for them.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Those fuckers.
So, anyway, welcome to another episode of Cinematic Autopsy.
Autopsy.
Autopsy, as we say back in New York. So we're going to be discussing our first 3-part episode, where we're going to discuss the original and then 2 remakes of Carrie, which was Stephen King's first novel.
Yes, and is also the movie that still scares the shit out of me. So, that's just the most terrifying thing that I've ever had to endure in my entire life. I always think that Sissy Spacek is just in my closet covered in blood. Still,
and not even Carrie White's, actually the actual actress Sissy Spacek.
Yes. It's the
That's
scariest thing ever.
But yeah, it's funny, by the way. Stephen King was only paid $2,500 for the film rights.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's all he ever made off this.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, he got rights on a whole bunch of stuff afterwards and made a whole lot of money. But yeah, that's all he made on this version of Carrie was $2,500.
Wow, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure for him, at the time, that was like, oh my god, I've just made $2,500.
Oh my god, I can go to a Red Sox game.
Yeah, is that what team he likes?
Yes, he's a asshole like me.
I thought he was from Maine.
Well, maybe he is from Maine. I don't know, but he likes the Red Sox.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm not a sports guy, so I didn't even know if Maine has a sports team.
They do. They have the Nope, that's Baltimore. Never mind the Orioles. No, I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
but the mystery remains.
But yeah, so it was released in November 3rd, 1976. And it was done on a $1.8 million budget, directed by Brian Palmer. And Palmer, yeah, Brian Palmer, or Brian De Palmer, yeah, De Palma. There you go.
De Palma.
Yeah. And it $1.8 million budget. It made $33.8 million.
That's just the dream, man.
Yeah.
What?
Well, not for, as I said, though, at the same time, oh my God, if I were Stephen King, and then I would be like tearing my hair out of my head.
Was he a producer on this?
No.
Fuck.
No. He was just he didn't even write the screenplay. It was
Oh my
just based
God.
on a story by Stephen King.
My heart is broken.
You know, in fact, it was before he was even famous, so it wasn't like, you see stuff like It calling itself Stephen King's It. This was not even Stephen King's Carrie.
It was just Carrie. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just a 26-year-old who was just happy that someone wanted to buy his first book.
Aww. Yeah. I mean, that happens, I'm sure it was very humbling and he fucking was really mad afterwards. He
Yeah.
got over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny because when it first was optioned, it was set up with producer Paul Menashe at 20th Century Fox, and he hired the writer Lawrence D. Cohen to write the first draft of the screenplay, and it was rejected immediately by the studio.
Why? Because they wanted to dumb it down.
They didn't like it. They didn't like it at all.
Oh.
Basically, what ended up happening was someone else who was a book agent went to United Artists. They went to the who had been a book agent, basically became a vice president at United Artists.
Oh.
And when she heard that Fox had turned it down, she pounced on it.
Smart bitch.
But because she was new and no one knew who the hell Stephen King was, they had to give it the smallest budget they could allocate. So it was written for like a $4 million budget, and so they had to do like 1.8.
Hey, they made it work.
Yeah.
The only thing that doesn't work about this movie is John Travolta.
yeah, we'll get to that. I had no memory. It's kind of like when you wash, when you go in the bathroom.
The New York is coming out really hard with you today.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, when you watch Nightmare on Elm Street and you watch it and you're like, well, I don't remember Johnny Depp being this bad in this movie.
Oh fuck!
I
forgot he was in that.
Yeah, Johnny Depp's first.
Just
movie.
like I forgot that John Travolta was in this.
Yeah. So let's get right into the film. Starting off with the old school United Artists logo that just, I'm sure, looks state of the art in 1976, and here just looks kind of sad.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not as bad as like logos we've had even in the past couple of weeks, but
yeah,
it's not great.
Yeah,
it's definitely not. But it stands out.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
So we open up with a volleyball game, and Carrie is in the Charles position. Although normally I'm in that position because I don't give a shit enough to pay attention to the game, and I just want to be in the back so no one would, like in high school. That's what I would do. I would just go in the back so that no one would ever fucking talk to me. And it's like, well, it's your own fault if you throw the fucking ball out here.
Yeah. So, what's crazy too is like I think that position in volleyball is actually very important because the balls will just go there.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of like in baseball that they usually put like the weakest player in right field, and then somehow it always like balls just go to right field. I don't know, maybe it's to make the person better. No, it's just the worst person for some reason.
I
Charles,
just
why don't you know this?
Yeah, I don't know. No one complained about it when I would go there, and I would just be like, "All right, we're playing volleyball. Fine, I'll just stand here and talk to my friends."
Your imaginary friends.
No,
Carrie has no friends.
Well, yeah, Carrie had no
friends. Carrie has no friends.
Yeah, I was with like the fucking bad kids. So I was, in the I don't know.
You would have accepted Carrie. Maybe you would have taken Carrie.
I might have accepted Carrie. You never know. Although I also get the feeling maybe Carrie might have smelled bad, and that was always a big thing for me. I could never be around.
Thought about that.
I could never be around the kids that smelled bad.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because now as an adult, I know some people who told me that they were that kid, and it's because they were abused, that they never showered and stuff like that. But, as a young kid and a teen, I that was the one breaking point. You could be super unpopular, you could be kind of nerdy, and I would, especially if you did my homework, I would totally defend you. But like if you smelled bad, I was really that I would not.
Can't be around you. Can't be around. And nowadays, and it's kind of like growing up, you think that it's like someone smells bad, and even if you get really close to them, it's uncomfortable maybe to tell them that they smell bad. Nowadays, I'm like, hey, I love you so much. You need to start using deodorant again. Yeah. Now I just say that because it's better for everyone.
Yeah. But like who knows? So Carrie basically is they lose. And now it's time to hit the showers, which now we have lots of slow motion naked shenanigans in the locker room.
Yes, and this is the scene that my mother always like fast forwarded through and like shielded my eyes as a kid. I don't know why she didn't do that with the fucking prom scene, but she did it with this.
So so here's the thing. I've heard so many times, obviously this is, almost 50 years removed from its release. And I've heard so many people say that this scene is like the biggest male gaze scene like ever.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
No. And it was for you too, wasn't it? It
was
one of them. It was one of them.
I mean, as a 13-year-old, I enjoyed seeing it, but I think that like my question is like, I've never been in a girl's locker room. Like,
we had this discussion, didn't we?
Probably off the air, but like
off the air.
Like, does that sort of stuff go on? Like, never mind like the throwing tampons, but like the girls giggling while naked and throwing clothes at each other type stuff. And I'm like, that
no.
Some of that I can see why someone might say that's very like male gazy.
No, exactly. It's like a man definitely thought that this is what it was like, or wished that it was what it was like. And then it became an actual like trope where this is of course not the only movie where that's what happens in the girls' locker room. Which is really no, we had individual showers, individual lockers, and everyone was afraid to poop. That was when you'd get bullied if you pooped.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually know a story my ex-girlfriend told me of a school in the Bronx where there were 4 girls who were like bullying one girl when she was pooping. And they all like got in the stalls like, like around her, and were all like fucking like yelling and making fun of her while she was shitting and stuff. So
it's like as if you don't do that too. And you remember like even another thing while growing up that you're like afraid to like make loud farts while you try and poop, and now I'm just like at Grand Central like I don't care about you people.
But yeah, like that was the thing. Like I was watching that and like going like, some of this, if you were to take this out of context and take it off slow motion, I could see some of this in like an 80s porn or like Porky's.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. I wonder if this is on Pornhub.
Oh, I'm sure it's on Pornhub. Yeah. Anything with even the slightest bit of nudity ends up on Pornhub, unless someone's head is being bashed in during it.
That's true. Isn't Teresa and Allison on Pornhub?
Scenes from it are, definitely.
Scenes from it are, yeah.
Not the violent ones, but the ones where it's like where
the sex while there's blood.
Yeah, those are on there.
That's hilarious.
But a lot of them.
I remember Sarah Shopes when she figured that out. She was like, I didn't know this is something I wanted to achieve in my life, but I feel like I'm really glad that I did. I'm on one of my movies is on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Cute. Not the whole movie. Don't pirate the movie. Don't it's a scene.
Exactly. Yeah. Think of the scene as a preview. If you are the type of sad person who's going to go on Pornhub to see like nudity of one of our films, which I don't recommend.
And it's not a spoiler at all because, the cover is them naked. You can assume that they have sex.
You know what? Actually, that's a funny thing. If it was a spoiler, I would be so pissed off.
Right.
I would be so fucking pissed off if they put like the ending or something like that on Pornhub.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fucked up. All right, so maybe this is something that we should note for future, that we should never end a movie with a sex scene.
But I don't know. I imagine if something horrible happens at the end of the sex scene, knowing Pornhub, they'll just cut right before that.
Correct. Okay, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, because that was always my big question when watching this. Was even as a teenage boy, I didn't believe that girls were just like tomfoolery in like.
No, everyone kind of like there would be cliques and stuff, but you'd like kind of silently judge everyone, or like get kind of shy. I mean, like I don't remember ever being fully naked in the fucking locker room.
Yeah, like we never showered they had showers there, but our showers were not individual stalls. They were like a big area like Carrie, but none of us used it.
I think I used the showers after like basketball games, and that's it.
Yeah, I was told that lacrosse players used them. But like just regular gym class, we had the option, but none of us ever used those.
Yeah. It's also gross.
And so speaking of the shower, we have Carrie in the shower.
This is like really a long scene when you think about it, her in the shower.
Well, this is one of the reasons why I think people go really male gaze with it, because there are parts where it does look like she's feeling herself up.
Exactly. Like she's I wrote something like she's like, it's like as if she's never even touched her own body before.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, considering how Carrie, has the whole like religious oppression thing going on, I could totally see like this being the one time where she actually can enjoy herself.
Yeah. Because she's in the shower alone. Because I mean, like, God forbid someone be in the shower with her. But I don't
Yeah.
know. It was pretty long. I wrote adult sausage. Why did I write that?
What?
Maybe it was autocorrect. I don't know. But why would autocorrect do
Yeah.
that to me?
Wow. Okay. Um, so Carrie drops the
Sausage.
soap. We get a shot of her thighs as blood trickles down
Don't
them.
ever drop the soap, Carrie.
Yeah, well, not only just like, people make the prison jokes, but also fucking bathroom floors in fucking gyms or whatever are nasty. Like you never want to touch that soap again if it touches the floor.
Unless you're at an Equinox. So worth it.
Are the floors really nice in Equinox?
Oh yeah, the showers are amazing. Like, I mean, Kiehl's products, eucalyptus towels. I mean, like, I think there was a good 6 months when I was a member there that I didn't actually work out. I just went to the steam room and then the shower.
Did you go to the shower instead of using your shower at home?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
So Carrie has the trickles of blood running down because she's having her first period.
Yes, and she's never been told that she had her period.
Yeah,
at
16, by the way, too.
Yeah, I was 9.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, it's pretty late.
Most of the girls I know told me they got it around 12, 13. But 16 is really, really late.
Yeah, but the period thing, someone getting their period, that happens, the bullying happens, or it happened to me, where my mother would give me a sock to put my pads in and carry them to a different bathroom all the way down the hall because the bullies would be like, you got your period.
Really?
Yeah.
So Carrie freaks out. Now, the one thing now this is another question I had, because you're the female persuasion. So if a girl, my one thing I keep thinking of is Carrie is mostly nonverbal. If Carrie had been like, oh my God, I'm bleeding from my vagina, would that have that gotten a less mean reaction instead of just running up to people screeching and like screaming?
Yeah, if she had been like, I think that there's something wrong with my vagina, there's blood coming out of it. I mean, like, she'd probably still get made fun of. But
yeah.
So maybe no. But the screams and everything, I mean, like the high stakes, I can't imagine never being told about it. But you know what, Mom, if you watch this far into the podcast, which I'm sure that you won't, you told me we were going to Ken's Bowl, and you took me and you sat me down and told me about my fucking period instead.
And you didn't get to bowl that day?
No.
Jeez. Yeah, my dad still took me to the movies the day he explained it. Me and my mom. Him and my mom were getting divorced.
Great.
Well, although admittedly, I did immediately ask that because he was trying to tell me the whole, it doesn't mean we don't love each other. Blah blah blah. It's not your fault. Blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, that's great. Are we still going to the movies though?
Yeah, are we still going to the movies? Yeah, I got a fribble though. I would much rather that than, of course, never knowing about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. So they start holding tampons at her and they start throwing at her while chanting "Plug it up."
So, like, some of these chants are just absolutely insane. And then also, like, all of the girls too. Like, that's not it could be a thing. We don't also know because we were not at every school. It could be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel so bad for her in this too. It's just so sad. And like, I remember the first time that I saw this, I think I knew what a period was, but still, based on her reaction, I was like, oh no, her vagina's falling out and she's dying.
Oh wow.
Because of the screams.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we see the main characters here. We see Nancy Allen as Chris. Which was spelt with a C. I had been spelling with a K, I guess, just because I have a weird, 90s
I won. You owe me a cookie.
Whatever. Yes. All right. Well, you can have one of the cookies that are on your counter.
No, they're probably stale. You should throw those out, actually.
Yeah. But well, I'll test one. Whatever. I'll see. But yeah, we have Nancy Allen as Chris, who is kind of our antagonist in the film. We have Amy Irving as Sue Snell, who, as I was telling Chelsea, was my original vision when I wrote Allison in Teresa and Allison.
And I could keep seeing. I saw it more and more as the movie went on. After you told me.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. And we also have that. I mean, because that's the thing. If I had like known I was going to get Sarah Schoafs, I don't think I would have made her origin in the 70s.
Right.
But like my idea of what she looked like, that was like, oh, that's totally a 70-ish type, girl. And speaking of 70-ish girls, we also have PJ Souls.
Her hair is better than that actress, though. I'm sorry.
As Norma, which is interesting, by the way. Norma and Mrs. Collins had different names in the novel and in the other versions of Carrie.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what's behind all that. Probably on IMDb Pro, there's like a trivia thing about her or something.
Like we'll go over it when we do the remakes, but yeah, like Miss Collins is like, it's like Mrs. like Jodorowsky or something like that, or
and somehow worse.
Yeah. What's interesting is for a while I thought she was Miss Finch because someone called her that, and then I've come to realize that was probably some 70s reference that just means nothing now.
Wow. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It might have been some like, oh man, she called her Miss Finch. That's fucking hilarious. And then 50 years later, we have no idea what pop culture reference Miss Finch was.
If anyone knows, please do let us know.
Yeah. Maybe she was some like, mean teacher in some TV show in the 70s or 60s or something.
Maybe. Yeah, because like you think, my opinion of this gym teacher is that I think she's coming at everything with very honest and like goodness in her soul. Like the intention is all pure and good, but she winds up like, no matter what, making everything worse. Like even like, I have one particular thing that we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So gym teacher comes out, Miss Collins, who is played, and like I said, I think she actually gave a really good performance. It's just, but Betty Buckley is the one who played her.
Isn't there another famous Betty Buckley?
I don't know. I know SAG rules prevent that sort of stuff, so it might be the same person.
Maybe. Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, because I know with SAG rules, you're not allowed to have the same name.
Right.
It's one of the.
Change it.
Yeah. It's one of the things why my dad went with Lincoln because of that.
Yeah, they taught us that in business of acting class our senior year of college.
Yeah.
So that just sucks too,
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of similar to why I go by Charles D. Lincoln instead of just Charles Lincoln, because I did not want to. I looked at IMDb and there were like 6 Charles Lincolns, and I was like, I don't want to just be Charles Lincoln 7, so I'll just put my middle initial in there.
Can you imagine having a fairly normal name, and there are definitely more people who have your name on IMDb, but you're not yet in SAG, and you're like in this great non-union indie film that gets you a lot of notoriety, and then you have to join the union and you have to change your name.
There are some people who've acted with us who have like only like 2 or 3 people, but I've seen some people with like 16 or 17 people with their name.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you put in the IMDb credits and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, who is it?
Where I've had to like be like, which the hell one of these is you? Wild. So basically, at this point, Miss Collins, we also see the first glimpse of Carrie's psychic ability as one of the lights burst, and Miss Collins goes to to calm Carrie down. Now, here's the thing that occurred to me: she tells all the girls to leave, and they do, but one of the girls is still in her underwear.
I didn't notice that. That's really fucked up.
Yeah, one of the girls was still in her underwear, and I was like, wait, shouldn't she at least tell her to get? Shouldn't it be all of you leave, you get dressed, and then go, or what? Something like that, like.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and the girl.
But then also
out.
The crazy thing about that too is that it was quick pans and stuff like that of like the group of girls, but there could have been other girls in the background. And as like a teacher, I think that you would know the reputations of your students, and you would know who were the mean girls and who weren't. So why wouldn't you ask like some of the nice people to stay behind and explain what happened?
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like the girl, and I think she's just an extra, but there's a girl in her underwear who just leaves with all the other girls who are fully dressed.
I feel like that's like the coolest thing. Like, if you never work again, you have that story.
Yeah, I'm the girl with the yellow panties and white bra in
In the
Carrie at the
original
beginning.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's now
That's
probably
actually
like
fucking awesome.
probably not like a grandmother now because of how long ago this was.
Oh yeah, but that's fucking dope. I love that.
Yeah. So yeah.
She explains what her period is, kind of, but in a really poor way.
Yeah.
Exactly what you said, but I was like, just stop. I was trying to be like, please stop.
Yeah, so we now cut to the principal's office, and
I love that they send this girl to the principal's office instead of a guidance counselor or something like that.
Yeah, well, first we get the principal and Miss Collins talking about it, and I do love how they kind of have him being like the fucking squeamish man who is terrified of period blood.
And you know, for fuck's sake, that he would never go down on his wife and never did in their entire marriage. Yeah.
Downtown. Anyway,
she would have to have really good fake. No, she wouldn't even have to like have really good fake orgasms because he's that stupid.
It was the 70s. I don't think they thought women even could orgasm.
Right. That makes sense. But I do love that the gym teacher is smoking.
Yeah. Well, it's the 70s. Like, I mean, the fact that there's like a big ashtray on the principal's desk.
Yeah.
You know.
It's hilarious. And they're like talking shit about her in a way. It's not nice.
Well, they talk about how they all know who Carrie's mom is.
Yes.
So I think they're all familiar with her mom being kind of a religious nut job. Which we see in the next scene.
And that sucks too, because like I think things like that still happen today where the parents can know the other parent and then therefore can like project that onto their children, thinking that they are somehow just like their parent. You know, I got one of those in my life where my mom just doesn't like the other mother, and I wind up hanging out with this other girl, and she's just like upset because she thinks that she's just like her mother, and she's not. Still happens.
So
it's just mean.
So we now go to Sue Snell's mom, who is actually played by Irving. God, I'm so bad today. Amy Irving's real mother.
I think you're doing a great job. Which one is Amy Irving again? I'm sorry.
Sue Snell.
Oh, it's actually your mom.
Yeah, that was actually her real mom. Ellen.
Did they use
Priscilla Pointer? Plays Eleanor Snell. Yeah.
Did they use the rest of her real family in that one dining room scene?
No.
The fuck. Okay, that's still cool.
Yeah, apparently Brian De Palma used real mother and daughter in one of his previous films and thought it worked so well that when he got the opportunity to do it, he did it in this film.
Yeah. I wonder what Sissy Spacek's mother was like. Google. Google has the answers. But hopefully she wasn't like Mrs. White, because she's fucking nuts.
Well, considering Sissy Spacek's very first role, is actually like, it's a movie with Gene Hackman, and she's like a farm girl being sold as a sex slave.
What?
Yeah, Sissy Spacek is like naked on all fours in like a pig pen with a bunch of
Did you write that?
No.
That was good, right? That was good.
Yeah, but no, it's like Ned Beatty is like trying to sell her to like men and stuff. Like she's like apparently like a kidnap victim or something. Being sold. Yeah, she has like 4 or 5 lines.
Human trafficking.
Yeah, she has like 4 or 5 lines.
And that the movie.
What?
The name of the movie. Guess what? The internet probably knows.
Yeah, I don't know it off the top. I think it's some title like Fresh Meat or something like that. Like it was. Yeah.
That's a line from the movie that we talk shit about and that I was in every episode. Oh,
yes.
Fresh meat.
But yeah, you know what? Why don't you talk about what's happening here with Piper Laurie?
Well, Mrs. White came for Jesus.
Yeah, I'll look for that.
Please, yeah, she showed up for Jesus, and she's just like, what did she actually go there for? Like, what was the purpose? Was she trying to get money for the church?
I think
that's what I got out of it.
I think it's just conversion. I mean, she gets offended when she's given money.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, and it's just the most awkward fucking thing, and it's exactly what you never want your mother to do with another mother. Where like she just keeps insulting each other, and like poor Sue's mom is just fucking like no, Sue's a really good girl, and she's like, no, Sue sucks caucus in hell.
It was called Prime Cut.
almost worse.
Prime cut, and it came out in 1972. Yeah.
Oh God. God
Yeah.
in heaven. Jesus Christ.
Her very first role. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like, his mom gives Mrs. White money to get the fuck out of her house, which we can't relate to that at all. And I love she goes, I pray you find Jesus. It's so sad.
What's interesting is finding out that number one, Piper Laurie had not done this was her first job since 1961. She had not been acting for a while. And when she did this, she thought that Mrs. White was so over the top that she thought this was a comedy.
That's the thing. You had said that to me off the air, and I was thinking about that today. And how did she book the job if she thought it was a comedy?
I don't know, but apparently Brian De Palma had to constantly remind her that this is supposed to be a serious role.
Damn.
Because she's terrifying in the role, but you can see times where she's cracking up.
Yeah, but I can also admire that, like, you know, she was forward thinking enough and like hated so much about this character that she was like, there's no way that this is serious.
Yeah.
People aren't like this. Fuck people like this. No, but she's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen her in anything else either.
God.
Like, that's just Carrie's mom.
Yeah, that's what I automatically think of her as.
It's the reverse of like, no, I don't care if it's playing a role that's Leonardo DiCaprio. Or like, if I were to see the actress, I'd be like, no, it's Carrie's mom.
Yeah, let's see if she's been in anything. Well, I mean, I know she was in Twin Peaks, but you haven't seen that. She was in the
Twin Peaks, right?
Yeah, she was in The Faculty.
Okay.
It looks like she's done a lot of TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Is she dead?
No, she is apparently still alive.
Great, good for her.
Yeah. Yeah, so
that's crazy too to think about, because Sissy Spacek, and like the last thing that I saw Sissy Spacek in was like Bloodline on Netflix, which is an amazing show. Mm-hmm. God, that the talent of that fucking cast. But I remember it was the only. I was like, Chelsea, I think that you're brave enough now to watch something else with Sissy Spacek in it. And she looked old in that, so I can't imagine how the actress who played her mom.
Well, I mean, she is. Let's see, she was born in 1932.
Wow, she's still alive. Good for her.
Yeah, so she would be in, what, her 90s now? I'm horrible with math, but yeah, she'd be 89. 89. Yeah.
89 and feeling fine. You go late. It's because she found Jesus, and she never let Jesus go.
You know.
I don't even know where we are anymore.
Well, right after she got paid, Mrs. Snell pays her the $10 go the fuck away money.
Get the fuck away from me. Get out of my house. Yeah, I pray you find Jesus. And then Sue comes in and wonders, of course, what Mrs. White wanted.
Yeah. Which I assume, you know, having been a high school kid who was a troublemaker, I can automatically assume Sue probably thought, oh my God, it's her mom talking about what we did.
Right. Because at this point, you don't really know where Sue stands, you know?
Yeah.
So I can totally see that. Absolutely. So we see this creepy fucking house.
Yeah. Which, it should be noted, nobody lives next door.
Okay, because later on I was like, where are the neighbors?
Yeah, because there was a real estate sign right next door, which I think was kind of important because it shows that maybe it's either a shitty part of town or they're just such a pain in the ass. Yeah, they're just such a pain in the ass. No one wants to live next to them.
But they did only show it from that one angle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what about the other side? Where are the neighbors, guys? But yeah, no, I didn't even note. I somehow glazed right over the fucking for sale sign. That makes sense.
Yeah.
This woman's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. Yeah. It's all Jesus shit, obviously. And you see Carrie like getting ready for school or some shit. The phone rings. And I love how Mrs. White looks at the phone as if she's never seen one in her life. There's this brief moment where she's like, how do I do this? And figures it out. I was like, oh no. But it was brilliant. So Carrie's hiding from her mom, which I would too, you know, terrifying. And so it's the school calling her to tell her that Carrie got her period. Blah, blah, blah. This is kind of like, I don't know. I was going to say it was the inciting incident, but never mind. She was already bullied. the inciting incident for the relationship that is Carrie and her mother, I think, is like school calling.
Yeah.
And she looks up. What did she say? She said,
"You're
I
a
know
woman
you're listening.
now.
Come downstairs.
Yeah.
You're a woman now." And she hits her with a book of prayers. And Carrie's just like, "Mom, I'm really upset that you didn't tell me." She's crying. "Why didn't you tell me?" She thought she was gonna die, and Eve was weak.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to show. Jesus Christ! Oh my God! If shows sinless, the blood in it would have happened. Oh, if you were sinless, then the blood wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
It's quintessentially it.
Yeah. Because I remember being
ahead.
taught that in Catholic school that women's periods were a curse. It was part of punishment for Eve.
I somehow I remember the punishment for Eve thing. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But I was like, nowhere in the Bible does it say if you're sinless, it won't happen.
No, that's a weird
Virgin Mary.
Yeah, that's just a weird thing that, I mean,
which is absolutely just, it has to be the most heart-wrenching thing to hear from your mother. And she drags her and locks her in her prayer closet.
Yeah, with her glowing eyes Saint Sebastian fucking statue.
Yep, Saint Sebastian, guys.
Which, it's funny, I've actually heard people who thought that was Jesus, but it's but arms are in the wrong position for Jesus.
The arms are in the wrong position. There's arrows throughout him. I mean, it's really just, you should know your saints.
Yeah, Jesus.
It's really embarrassing when people think it's Jesus.
Jesus.
People.
Yeah, okay. Jesus got his side pierced, but that's how they could tell he was dead. This is multiple arrows. This was, and no, I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I don't recall it. The Romans just being like, well, he's up on the cross. Let's just do target practice now.
Yes, and it's the creepiest eyes you've ever seen, ever.
Yeah. Just these weird glow in the dark eyes on
I need to later. I need to look on IMDb Pro and figure out who the art department was in that, and whose idea that was. You know?
Would it be great if they just found that? Because I bet
they did.
Yeah, I've worked with a bunch of art departments, and it would be amazing if they just were like, "What the fuck, guys? We're buying this and putting this in Carrie. Holy shit!"
See, and you would think now that no art department. You're right. This serves this, but now it's just you see this weird, crazy fucking thing that looks cursed. You stay the fuck away from it.
Yeah. There was on the set, distinctly on the set of a film when I was 18 years old. I worked as a grip for my dad, and I remember there was this really fucking trashy house in the Hollywood Hills. It was it looked like hoarders lived there, except everything there would cost $40,000. So. Yeah, it was just the biggest, it was just a fucking trash heap, but a trash heap made by extremely rich people.
Yeah, I was going to say you were a trashy house in Hollywood Hills. I was like, what? What? Yeah,
no, but I mean, there were dirty dishes in the sink, piled up, but they were dishes from the fucking Crusades. It was really gold lined dishes, but just piled up with dirty food all over them. And
wow. And they should make it a reality show that's rich hoarders.
I mean, I'm sure you could probably.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I also should note that those people actually charged me 25 cents to make a phone call. This $million-something mansion in the Hollywood Hills. In the days before cell phones, they actually charged me 25 cents.
Were they European?
No. No, it was this gay dude who was a photographer for Playgirl.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. But anyway, so they had a weird Arabian rocking horse, but it wasn't a rocking horse, it was a pig. Evil looking pig, because if you know that pigs are considered unclean animals in a lot of the Middle East. And I remember joking to one of the other crew guys about how, did they make children ride this as a punishment or something?
Really because of course Saint Sebastian was a shapeshifter. It was just Saint Sebastian.
Yeah, but so the funniest part was at a certain point it was in the shot, and my father wanted it out of the shot, and none of us wanted to touch it. And they all came up to me and they're like, Charles, can you talk to your dad?
Because they knew
Yeah.
that you'd do it and you'd be the one to fucking pick it up too.
Well, no, I didn't pick it up, but I was like, all right. He's like, why aren't you guys moving? And I'm like, okay, none of us want to touch the devil pig. It's like we all kind of think it's cursed. He's like, oh, for fuck's sake. And he picks it up himself and moved it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's a good story, Charles. That's actually one I've never heard before.
Yeah. Well,
That
we
was
haven't had we don't have the context for it, but
creepy-eyed fucking Saint Sebastian.
But yeah, no, it was like the weirdest thing. But I know a lot of the religious iconography they have in the house. Apparently, they just went to like local religious stores and just bought all the stuff they could find. So I wonder if the Saint Sebastian thing was one of the ones that immediately stuck out.
Like
to
that
them.
might have been like an antique shop. You know, the irony that I've noticed in my life is that of course, like all like thrift stores there's religious shit everywhere. The one that always has the most religious stuff that's not selling is the Salvation Army, which is directly a like Christian Catholic thing.
Yeah.
Well, they don't like gay people, so we all hate them now. But this was before we knew they hated gay people.
Yeah.
That makes sense that they just go anywhere.
Yeah. So she's
I find weird religious shit all the time. Awesome.
Yeah. So she's locked in there. We have we have just this weird organ tone playing. Yeah. And then finally, Carrie comes out of the closet. Speaking of things her mother would disapprove of, and her mother's like, "You can go to bed now."
God, that's so fucking bad. So the mom is humming something while she's sitting at her sewing machine about a bleeding lamb, which I'm just like, come on. So Carrie breaks the mirror in her room, right?
So, with her psychic abilities, not like
with her psychic. Yes, she headbutts it. That's what it is. No, she does an ass attack. She channels Asuka in WWE. Is just like, yes, with her powers, she does that. And of course, the mom's just like, what the fuck was that? And Carrie's just praying. And later on, you see the broken mirror, and it's never addressed. The mom found out it was the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we go to this asshole fucking teacher. Like,
oh my God. Yeah, he was the worst.
I should also note that this prick wasn't even looking at the stage. At no point does he look at the stage when Carrie actually becomes prom queen.
Really?
The whole time
he's in frame.
He's when they show everyone applauding for her, he's just checking out Miss Snell up and down while everyone else is looking at Carrie and applauding.
See, I'm glad. I'm honestly glad that you said that as opposed to what I thought you were going to say, where he's just like bad actor doing like or looking down the barrel or something.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, I wonder if that was a choice the actor made or if they told him to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no, he's a piece of shit, and he's reading a poem. And does he address that it's Tommy's at the beginning of it?
Not until after it's done.
Right. Okay. And like it's like, for a high school class, it's a good poem ish. And I just assumed it was Carrie's because I had forgotten. And Tommy's like I wrote douchey surfer guy likes eating erasers because he had the pencil out.
See, I knew him as a little kid there was a show about a guy who called The Greatest American Hero that only got William Catt. He only got one season. But when I was like 5, 6, I really liked that one season. It's about a guy who he's out in the middle of the desert and aliens come and they give him a superhero suit. And instructions.
Suit.
But the thing is, he loses the instructions on the way home. So he has all these superpowers and has to figure out how to get anything working.
That actually kind of sounds funny.
It's a funny idea. There's a lot of him falling off.
Was it a comedy?
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, it's a lot of him falling off roofs because he knows he flew the one time, but he can't figure out how to do it again.
Wait, I actually want to see this. This sounds amazing.
It must be on something. It only had one season, so I think there's only 8 episodes or something.
When this Well, obviously it was pre this or it was after this.
It was after this. It was after this. It was in the 80s.
How recently?
It might have been
great. That's enough time where we can remake it.
No,
people give us the money to do this.
Someone actually has the rights to remake it because I read about a remake of it like a couple years ago.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if anything ever came of that, but I remember reading in like the Variety that that a remake of it was at least being written.
That makes me really sad because that actually sounds really fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, there's so much you could do with that about this guy with superpowers who has no idea how to actually do them because he lost the fucking instruction manual.
It's great.
That would have just explained everything.
Movie over 5 minutes. Yeah,
I know this.
Fucking dude,
yeah. I was gonna say.
I
was gonna say. I believe the season ended with him actually getting his friend getting the instructions, but then being like abducted by the aliens.
So funny. Like he is just like he's just like, hey, dude, like I found this. Like, I'm going through my car and I just found this in the back seat.
Well, he found it in like
it
was like in the desert or something. Like it took place in California, so it was like his car broke down in the desert or something like that, and the aliens gave him powers. It was a whole. It's one of this is something I always wonder, and like maybe if people want to write us about this, not that we'll talk about it, but like there are all these like one season TV shows that happen and then everyone forgets about them, and I wonder to everyone if everyone else has a show like that like they remember and probably no one else does.
You want to know what's funny is that like there will be shows that I think are good, they're not the best ones out there, and you're just like, oh, I'm sure they'll be renewed, it's a cliffhanger, and then they don't get renewed, and I'm like, damn it, I really really like that show, and that's happened several times, but now I can't name you a single one.
Yeah, well, I mean, nowadays that's just all of Netflix, but
that's just the limited series. That's it.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking? Oh yes, Carrie, the scariest movie in the entire fucking world.
Yeah, and the poem. So it's different from hitting home runs and scoring touchdowns. And Carrie says she thinks it's beautiful, and then the teacher is just a fucking asshole about it.
There was like a little moment where like, the kids start laughing, and then I was like, oh no, this teacher's oh no, fuck, he's laughing. He's a fucking dick.
For beautiful, for spacious skies.
He's like, I wanted criticisms, Carrie.
Yeah. I also noticed William Cat has fucking perfect teeth.
Does he?
Yeah, he had really nice teeth when he smiled. Yeah.
Cool. Aw, that was sweet.
So now
complimented someone.
Yeah, so now Miss Collins is yelling at the girls who made fun of Carrie.
I don't know. This is just fucking crazy. Like, it's so the dynamic is so strange.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's just like, there's some graffiti around like about Carrie eat shit, and then that one's for you, Errol, because Errol always loves saying eat shit. And
I mean, look at how long this film came out ago. Who knows if Errol could have actually been the one who wrote that?
He probably was. He'd be like, yeah, my best friend Bigfoot. So she tells everyone to get up, normal things that like a gym teacher relationship with like the class would do, right? And I noticed that that they're not dressed in their gym clothes, where usually you just would go right into the locker room and like change and then go into gym. So I was like, what the fuck? She tells what's her butt to spit out her gum. Who was that? Chris.
Yeah.
Right? It tells Chris to like spit it out, and how she's like initially starts talking back, like it grows, of course, but like, where will I put it? You could choke on it for all I care. I love that. Well, and she yells, and that makes sense, and nobody still gives a fuck, and she wanted to have them like suspended and have their prom tickets revoked, and they're like, no, okay. But instead whoever decided to just get
the office
attention with her, the office.
Yeah.
But it's with her.
Yeah.
I just can't believe how they spoke to their fucking teacher.
Well, Chris, Chris is like, I'm not coming.
I'm not coming. Yeah, no, that's just, I mean, there were kids like that, but not the popular, beautiful kids.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, well, I'm going to do the most push-ups.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll get a day off of detention.
Yeah, my friends were the ones who'd be like, I'm not coming.
Yeah, that's so funny. They're doing like there's this whole, they're doing jumping jacks and fucking shit. And the music during this is crazy, right? We're
So,
talking about that where it's
yeah.
like it's nuts.
Also, why does Norma have red shorts and everyone else has black?
She's a rebel.
But I'm saying, like, would that have even been allowed?
Maybe she got her period, nobody even cared, and had to change her shorts. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have her size. Even though she looks like all the other like skinny girls, but no, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe it's on the trivia.
Yeah.
I doubt something that specific is on the trivia.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one who notices that sort of thing, but
the music is like this weird old merry-go-round music.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's fucked up.
If you watch
in a minor key, it's great.
Yeah, if you watch 70s like movies, you'll hear a lot of music like this where they're just abusing the wah pedal.
And we're here for it.
Yeah, and so at the same time, Carrie is utilizing the Dewey Decimal System, reading about hidden powers of the mind.
Yes, the library catalog. I remember those. I always organized them.
Yep.
I was a fucking nerd.
Yeah, and all the girls are exhausted, and Chris vows to get her.
Chris vows. Oh, so, get the teacher? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and also Carrie.
Oh yes, and I love Sue going, just shut up, Chris. Awesome. So Chris is officially not allowed in the prom anymore, and Carrie is reading a map on telekinesis. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we should mention the slap first because that's.
Well, you mentioned it because I don't even know if I wrote that down. I remember it, but
yeah, when Miss Collins slaps Chris.
Oh yeah.
So
yep, there it is.
So that was a real slap. They tried doing fake slaps, and Brian De Palma didn't think it looked real enough. So he asked her to really slap her, and apparently, between different anecdotes from different crew people and different cast members, it was between 12 and 30 slaps, 12 and 30 takes.
That's really, really fucking scary and not okay. And I know that stage combat existed in the 70s. I'm sure it's more developed now, but like as someone who has taught stage combat, there is a very, like, it's small, but it's very easy to learn how to actually, with these two fingers, find the place on someone's cheek where you can actually hit them and it won't hurt.
Yeah.
And I bet they didn't even practice that.
Oh, no. The actress talked about how her whole face hurt for like a week afterwards.
That's so fucked up. And that's just so relevant now, too, with this fucking stupid shit that all the kids are doing.
You know what, though? A lot of movies did that. Like Alien did that. Yeah. A lot of movies in the 70s and 80s, if they had two women who had to slap each other. I'm sure maybe even if a man had to slap a woman or a man had, they would probably do it too. But I don't know any particular cases, but I know particular cases of stuff like Alien and this, where the director told the women to actually just slap the other one as hard as they could.
That makes me really sad because like stage combat should be in the budget. Maybe that wasn't something they like fundamentally taught. I don't even know. But the whole like teacher hitting a student, I mean, like I can think of my dad was hit with rulers by nuns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like this is totally off base, I don't think.
Well, one of my teachers got when I went to Catholic school, got fired for punching a student in the face, but that's a little bit different.
That's wild. Yeah, that's next level.
Yeah, he had fucking anger issues. Like he would throw shit around the room, and he would he would get in our faces and scream. Like I saw him a couple times, like slam kids against walls.
What?
Yeah. And my first year in Catholic school, I actually saw a nun do the grab somebody by an ear thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I played Miss Clavel and Madeline, and the nun, and I did that to a girl.
Yeah, but I actually saw like a nun like legit do that, and we were in 5th grade. So like,
my 7th grade math teacher asked if I had Botox. That's my like most relevant story about that.
What?
She was like, did you get Botox? I was like, what's that? She was like, your face doesn't move and it's so symmetrical. And I was just like, who fucking asked that? But of course, that stuck with me, but it's nothing like what people go through.
But yeah, and the other thing is, after she slaps Chris tries to unionize all the other students.
Shut up, Chris?
Where she's like, you know what? They can't get away with this if we all stick together.
Yeah, and you know what? Probably like someone else who we were talking about recently, she's never been heard the word no, so this was probably very devastating for her that they did not join her.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Chelsea's fired up.
So
what do we see? We see Sue and Tommy at the football field. There's something about nationals. It doesn't fucking matter. She wants him to do something very special for her and take Carrie White to the prom.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we cut to a young John Travolta with Chris.
Star of this movie.
Yes, with John Travolta, who is I had no idea. Number one, I knew he was in the film. Chelsea said she forgot that he was there, but he's awful.
He's really bad in this movie. Like, it's not even like, I could understand being directed to be like an over-the-top douchebag, but even that didn't work. It was just definitely, I'm really glad that I forgot he was in this movie. That's for sure. It's really just like, and it's also not a hard role to play, I'd say.
No, I play assholes all the time, but there's a difference. Like, he isn't playing an asshole in the world. He's playing it like, hey, I'm in a movie. Like, that's how he's playing it. Like, oh man, can you believe that I'm in a fucking movie?
I'm in a movie and look how hot my girlfriend is.
Yeah.
And also, I just have to say that actress, what's her name again, who played
Nancy Allen.
Yeah, that she looks just like Sydney Sweeney. She really does, and that's just wild. It was this car scene, right, that made me realize that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the greatest compliment you could probably give a person too. So there's like this crazy. I don't really know what the like need for this scene was. Where it's just kind of like him getting a beer from another person in a car, and then someone's yelling, and it's just I get that that's the culture and that people did that. And then the biggest complaint I have about this scene is that scene? No. Yes, later on, but he's like thrown from another car throws him a PBR. And it cuts directly to him drinking it, and you never see it open or hear it.
It could have already been open.
It wasn't. Why would you throw it across from one window of a moving car to another one and still have it foaming at the top and completely full?
Yeah.
I was like, that's lazy.
Yeah. And then he slaps Chris because she calls him a stupid shit. I mean, sorry, a dumb shit.
A dumb shit, a stupid shit. Like, they're just really, really terrible. Like, they would definitely, if they wound up together, like, beat the shit out of their kids.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes me sad.
Yeah, so now we go to Sue watching, Sue is with Tommy, and they're watching some racist Western, and Tommy agrees to ask Carrie out, and Sue's happy about that.
Yeah.
We cut to Kelso's Cafe, which looks like a motel, honestly.
Yeah.
Chris wants him to stay in the car, but Travolta really was just acting like he's in a different movie. I actually wrote here, was Scientology this powerful in the 70s?
Right.
I
don't think he was a Scientologist then. Maybe he invented Scientology. Like, people just started following him.
Or maybe,
like, you know what?
I would laugh, but I'm me, I know way too much about the history of like cults and religions and shit, so I know. Yeah. Like, it's what you said was actually funny, but like in my head, it's like, well, actually, John, fucking Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard had a bet as to who could create a religion first, and so I feel like this is the one thing
do you know what they got for whoever did it first? Did either of them do it?
I don't know. I know Parsons though was he created rocket fuel. Jack Parsons, he created rocket fuel. He was like a brilliant scientist. But he created rocket fuel by accident. He was apparently trying to open the gates of hell. He was like he was a full-on like dark magician who like followed Aleister Crowley and all that, and referred to his like wife as his Scarlet Woman, and like, yeah.
Can you imagine accidentally inventing rocket fuel? But then also when you realize, like, oh man, I fucked up. Maybe I should just hold on to this though, in case they invent rockets, or the rockets might need them. You never know.
Yeah, no, and he eventually died by being burned to death by rocket fuel. Yes. And L. Ron Hubbard apparently stole his girlfriend at one point too.
He was like, "This is my prize."
Yeah,
Oh my
no, he
God.
has such a fascinating story. I know people have been trying to get the rights to it for years. I heard
No,
I
like,
heard an
I wonder if
interview.
it's the family,
Yeah,
like
I
the
heard an
estate
interview
has it.
where both Marilyn Manson and David Duchovny were trying to get the rights to the story
Oh wow.
because they thought that, I mean, the fact that, like I said, he was like a big prominent Satanist, and like,
Maybe if like enough rich people like come together and like form their own religion that has to do with him, then they'll sell them the rights.
hmm.
I'm a genius. Come on, guys.
Or knowing how a lot of rich people are, maybe that's why the rights aren't there, because they don't want anyone to know about the fucking massive satanic orgies happening at places, and that would be bad for their PR.
It's like at this point in my life, and I've heard so many stories about like things like this happening, or like crazy orgies, or like really bad like cults on the underground with people who you like are taught that are very prolific and important and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird for me to hear that anybody is just like good and doesn't do that now.
Yeah,
I just assume that everybody does.
yeah, but then
Except for Bill Nye the Science Guy, he's the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but if you then start believing too much of it, you basically become a QAnon believer. Like it really is like a delicate balance where you have to be like, all right,
That's so dark.
Yeah, it's like we assume everyone is out there at least having orgies and shit, but when you start thinking they're like drinking the blood of children, that's when you suddenly now are like a QAnon follower. Like,
you said that, I did not. Happy Saturnalia, praise Dionysus.
Well, I mean, no, I mean, like I said, like legitimately, like you should hear the names QAnon people say are drinking children's blood. Like,
Was that in that Netflix docu-series?
there's one on I haven't seen the Netflix one. I've seen the HBO Max one.
It might be HBO.
But yeah, like they're like legit blaming like fucking Tom Hanks. They're actually out there saying Tom Hanks is drinking children's blood. Yeah.
Tom Hanks, and it was people that are just so good.
Yeah.
Like Tom Hanks.
Yeah. And it's
people
just
who
like
are so wholesome.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Brendan Fraser, Keanu Reeves, you're up there, guys. Watch out, you're next.
So anyway, basically,
oh yeah, this movie.
there's a whole lot of them just being a shitty couple to each other. Where Nancy Allen is really trying really hard to be Chris, while John Travolta is just like, oh, I'm in a fucking movie. You like me because I'm ignorant. Although
she seduces him several times, and they like fight about it.
She gives him a blowjob. Where somehow her mouth is not full as she is giving him a blowjob. Her mouth is
not full of dick, and she's just Billy. Well, that was the name, right? Billy. It was like, your mouth is full of penis.
Yeah, I hate Carrie White.
How that works. Yeah, after moaning his name, I hate Carrie White.
That was funny, though. I have to admit,
was hilarious.
Yeah, that was really funny. Where she's like, "I hate Carrie White," and he just looks down and he's like, "Who?"
Yeah. But also the like fact that it just came out of nowhere. You and I looked at each other and we were like, "What?"
Yeah, I didn't even remember that fucking scene either.
No, but I think that the scene was not necessary, but because of those little fucking weird things, it could never leave it.
Yeah. So now we go to Carrie in the library, and Tommy comes up to her and asks her to the prom.
And she runs away.
Yeah.
She runs away, and so this gym teacher is just obviously everywhere, and also there are only like 3 teachers at this entire high school. And clearly, and she keeps comforting her, and it just all right, this is it. This is the scene, right? This is the, oh, why don't you want to go? He's a good boy. He's trying to trick me again, she says. And so she wants to talk to her about her attitude about herself. And she like makes her look at herself in the mirror. And she's like, oh, you're a pretty girl. Like, come on. And I'm like, oh, this is actually really sweet. And then she talks about makeup and pulling her hair back and things like that. And that's what I'm talking about. You're doing the opposite. Like if someone did that to me now that wasn't like my boss on a modeling set, I'd be like, get the fuck away from me. Like you have this really shy girl and you're like, oh, you are pretty. If you put on lipstick, put your hair up.
Also keep in mind, this is where I think the difference between the fact that that almost entirely men were involved in writing this.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Man directed it, man wrote it, man even wrote, Stephen King wrote the novel it's based on. So it's like,
yeah. Okay, well maybe they wrote it with the intention of actually just being truthful and thinks that that's what's actually happening in a women's locker room or when a teacher like comforts their students.
yeah. Well, that's
you
like
were wrong.
Yeah, well, that's like the difference where like, like I've said, like one of the things I love about this is hearing like a female perspective on it. And I've asked you about stuff like that when I've written,
Yeah.
I'll ask you about stuff. I'll ask other women I know about stuff to try to be,
because you don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, because I try to, if I'm going to write female voices, I want to be as authentic to it as possible.
And you don't want another podcast like yours down the line to be saying exactly what we're saying about this, about your movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I love this movie.
So, excuse me. But yeah, so I think that actually might be why the makeup discussion is framed in a positive manner.
Or it was like so manipulative because of that one shot of the gym teacher at the end where she's actually laughing too. I guess I'm giving the writers more credit than they deserve because I was like, oh, this is all leading up to that.
Yeah. I don't think she was actually laughing at that. I think that was just Carrie's hallucination.
Now I'm going to go back and watch it.
Because if you watch in the very next shot, her face is angry.
Yeah, because her gym teacher who's supposed to be her best friend just fucking laughed at her.
Yeah, so not Carrie. Not Carrie, the gym teacher. The very next shot, when it's out of Carrie's point of view, her face is angry.
I think I was really caught. Maybe I'm sure you're right, but I think I was just really caught up on the fact that she was laughing at her too. That made me sad. All right, so yeah, no, men should do research when you write women.
Yeah.
Okay, we shouldn't have spent this long talking about it, but it's like you don't deserve that. They don't deserve that.
Yeah.
So what happened? And she's doing this fucking. I don't even know where my notes are.
Well, I'll just skip ahead to where Tommy shows up at her house. Tommy shows up at her house looking as 70s as anyone has ever fucking looked, in the denim jacket with the fucking Robert Plant hair, with the sunglasses.
And I was thinking about it too. I was like, how would he know where she lives? And I was like, oh, it's probably very different from every other house in that town.
Yeah, yeah.
So of course they would just assume.
Also,
excuse me.
Small enough towns, everyone knows where everyone lives. Everyone knows everybody's business.
Yeah, and it's so weird. You move to New York and you're like your neighbors, or you don't know your neighbors. Someone knocks on the door and you get like the taser or something.
Yeah, yeah. So
don't talk to me.
So basically, he kind of keeps demanding that she say yes, and
doesn't accept no for an answer.
Yeah, and she finally does say yes, so that he'll go away, so that her mom,
because her mom's coming,
will freak out. And when she asks, "Why did you ask me?" he says, "Because you liked my poem."
And that was like a good answer.
Yeah. So now then we cut to the pig farm, where we see that John Travolta's character Billy and his asshole friends are basically killing fucking pigs with a goddamn sledgehammer.
Yeah, but there was also very dramatic music for something that's very obviously not him hitting anything with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, yeah.
I get it.
And the thing is like Chris seems to be getting off on watching him kill a pig too.
Yeah, I'm like, but if you're, Chris is pissed off that like the other fucking idiot, and then her boyfriend are like, I don't want to do it, and she's just like obviously getting off on them doing it. I'm like, why didn't you just fucking take the sledgehammer and do it yourself?
Well, because
she obviously got the most enjoyment out of there.
Yeah, I mean that's.
And I wrote John Travolta John Travolta becomes Lizzie Borden.
So now we go to the
compliment.
Yeah. So now it's do it. Slaughter that innocent animal. Go ahead. So we cut to the White House where they're eating.
Yeah, and it's dinner. They're eating dinner with the Last Supper, like giant Last Supper, so it looks like Jesus and the apostles are like there with them at the table.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. I know you also
very obviously a carpet. You
also cracked up when Carrie told her mom about the prom, and Mrs. White says prom, and then the thunder hits.
Thunder and lightning. That was just amazing.
Yes, and then her mom.
I can understand as that actress being like prom, thunder, lightning, where I'd think it was funny as shit.
And then her mom splashes her in the face with soup.
Yeah, this is what the fuck. Like, why don't you? No, I can understand based on her upbringing that she'd be too afraid to run away, thinking she has no one else in the world. I get that. So she asks her about the prom. Mom keeps saying no, and she says, "After the blood come the boys." And she has to go to the closet. You will never see that boy again. When you think about it, of course she doesn't know this, but like the past 2 days are the only times that like Tommy's probably ever acknowledged Carrie. You'll never see that boy again. So Carrie closes all the windows with her butt. with her powers.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm just gonna make it a different body part. I'm just kidding. What
Mama,
happens
things are gonna
next?
change around here.
Things are gonna change around here. No, and that was great. I had forgotten that she like came into her power, even though she wavers still. I'd forgotten how relatively quickly she like came into her power and decided to change
and actually tries to scientifically explain telekinesis to her mom, who's just yelling that it's the devil's power.
Science power. It's not Satan, it's me. And she's just like basically. I think this is the most succinct way, and how she delivers it is the most honest way you say that you can say this to this crazy fucking religious lady. If I concentrate, I can move things. I'm not the only one. Other people can do it. I read about it. You know, it's like, I think that was the best way she could have said that. I don't know. Nothing could ever probably get into this woman. She's saying some shit about their dad, and she explains to her mom, no, dad ran away with another woman. Everybody knows that. And she demands that she renounce her powers. I'm going, mama, and you can't stop me. And I don't want to talk about it anymore. So I'm like, good for you, bitch. But maybe this is probably the one time in your life you should listen to your mother. You know?
Probably not, but you know.
Well, it would have avoided like a lot of people would have like grown into adulthood if she listened to her mother and didn't go to the prom.
Well, really, Chris is the
Especially if
one
you're
who
going to wind up dead at the end.
Really, Chris is the one who fucking kills everyone, if you really think about it.
Yes. And it was her idea too, right?
Yeah.
She's a fucking bitch.
Yeah. So at this point, you know, we see Chris putting the iconic blood bucket up on well, they're, you know, right
in
now
the rafters above the stage.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love how, like, you know, and they set that up before the actual Friday that was the prom. I don't know what day it was, but you assume it was a couple of days before the prom. How did nobody notice it was up there? You know,
I can't imagine.
Because there are more streamers. No, because there's more streamers on the back, on the actual prom day than there are on that day.
Never mind.
Going up as well.
Also, how much that thing would smell if it's been up there for a few days.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that makes sense. There's some people at a hair salon with the curlers, like, oh, did you hear that Tommy's taking Carrie away? And then we see Carrie trying on lipstick. And then there's definitely, I think Charles and I agree that this fucking tuck scene with the ruffle talk is like, there's no need for this to be in the movie.
That should have been completely removed. I think it's just like some weird comic relief that wasn't funny.
or I'm sure this is not what happened, but the actor playing Tommy was just like, hey, I want to be an AP on this. Can I give you money? Just keep that scene, please. Because I'm funny. I'm really funny. And they did it. But no, there's no need for this to be in the movie.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
No, so Carrie shows her mom her corsage. She said, I can see your dirty nubs.
Your dirty pillows.
Nubs.
I know distinctly dirty pillows because I saw a review of the film that actually referred to it as Dirty Pillows in the House of Saint Sebastian.
So there you go, guys. If you still at this point thought that little fucking creepy-eyed fucking figurine in the prayer closet was Jesus, I mean, you really have to pay attention.
Yeah.
You know, this is embarrassing for you at this point.
Speaking of paying attention, I don't know if you notice, I am slowly fading into darkness, so I have to fix the lights. So let's take our break right now.
Yes.
And
here's a word from our sponsors.
Yep, we'll be back. All right, we are back.
We are back, and Saint Sebastian welcomes you.
Yeah, so when we last left, we were talking about her dirty pillows, and Carrie corrects her mother by saying they're called breasts, and everyone has them.
Yeah. Take off that dress, we'll burn it together and pray for forgiveness.
Boy, that sounds like a fun prom night.
It really, like, it honestly probably does. Like, it's not terrible. I mean, but if you're with your friends and you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Not with your crazy mother.
Yeah, so she keeps trying to tell Carrie that he's not coming. She starts hurting herself and telling Carrie, and it's very important when she says that they're all going to laugh at you.
No, they're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. And this is like one of those lines that you immediately can like see the frame too, and then like see Carrie feeling so hurt, no matter where you hear it. I mean, you immediately know it's from this movie and exactly what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And I love that. She says, "Sit down and be quiet," and she like telekinetically throws her mom on the bed.
Yes.
Fucking badass. I love that. So Tommy does show up. And she throws her mom down on the bed again. And she says, "Don't say a word until I'm gone." And I'm so proud of her at this point, you know? I'm just like, maybe she's gonna be okay. She could be a functioning member of society.
Yeah. And then of course
maybe form something where she can like teach other people how to use powers.
Yeah.
But no.
And then immediately her mother is like, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live."
Yes, I missed that somehow. That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. So Carrie and Tommy get to the prom, where Carrie at first thinks maybe this was a mistake, but he calms her down and they enter. They enter to this
Hold on really quickly. What I really, really love too is there are several times during this whole prom scene, which is way longer than I remembered it being, that she says, "Can you just give me a minute?" Or like, "Yes, but like give me a minute," and he's so accepting of it, and it happens all the time. Men, take note.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tommy is really a good guy, honestly.
And you don't think that he is in the beginning. It's amazing. Yes. So this prom is the rest of the fucking movie, pretty much.
Yeah. So they come in, there's some 70s music playing. So I looked it up. It's called Education Blues by Vance Orr Towers, not Vance N. Towers. Vance Orr Towers, which is weird to me because like that would be like if you and I were like, well, we're gonna be Charles or Chelsea.
No, that sounds kind of sexy and ominous. No, that's good.
I mean, if you're going into a bedroom and you're not sure which one's gonna be in there, it's like could be Charles.
We should do that.
Could be Chelsea.
There you go. There's the next perk on Bishop's Cove. Like you can come and meet one of us, but you're not gonna know, and you'll never know where we'll turn up.
Yes, the Charles or Chelsea perk.
Yeah, that's a fucking terrible. Well, that's just like maybe someone really had PTSD from not being diagnosed with like multiple personality disorder, or they had a split brain and nobody cared.
Yeah.
I'm thinking too much about it.
Yeah.
So she's so fucking nervous and I feel so bad. But he like kind of like, you know, people are really like kind to her. They're talking to her, all this stuff. And again, like you think everything's going to be okay. It's so, you know, what's funny about this particular movie and podcasting about this movie is that everyone knows that it doesn't turn out okay. So it feels so silly to talk about the lead up when everyone knows what's happening. It's not like I can build up to something that no one expected.
Well, that's why I said, like, you know, there's a lot of really sweet, nice moments in this.
Yeah,
but it feels like, you know, I mean, like going point by point feels pointless because I feel like everyone knows
what's going to happen.
Yeah. So,
I forgot all the little things though. It was cool.
Yeah. One thing that we definitely didn't mention though is that Billy's, you know, John Travolta's friend, just in the least convincing way possible, gets onto the voting committee for the prom. And then, you know, like they stuff the ballot box so that Carrie will win, so that they can do the bucket of blood trick.
And this is funny because this is the first time I think that a film did this, and then I've seen it repeatedly where people like fucked with the ballot box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of,
it never turns out this bad.
Speaking of weird QAnon theories, anyway.
See, you call me a racist sometimes, and then you call me a fucking QAnon person. I'm like, oh, when will it end?
I'm not saying you're a QAnon follower, because
Oh well, thank God. No, but I'm still racist. Great, got it.
Not as racist
I don't
as
even
John.
remember what it was.
Not as racist as John Travolta's black impersonation at one scene, which was awful.
Oh my God.
I was like, boy,
so
this is totally a movie in the 70s where like no one makes a comment about this guy doing this like bad pickaninny voice. Like, like,
wow.
Yeah, like basically
Wait, really
that whole,
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Really quick sidebar. So I'm like out in Connecticut right now, and and my friend who I'm with is was talking about how his one of his close friends is the chief of police, and that whenever he was like a little shit and got pulled over, he'd be like, "Oh, well, I know this person," and he's writing a movie where he wants to use a cop car, and this guy said no, and he found recently an old photo of like all of them as children at Halloween, and this guy, very like nice looking white man, chief of police, dressed as Aunt Jemima in all blackface.
Oh my God.
And he was just like, guess what, Chelsea? I'm getting that fucking car. Look at this. Like, oh, you're not gonna help me? You're not gonna help me when I get pulled over? Well, dude, you're not getting your job anymore.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
But yeah,
anecdote of the day.
That was a really like, there was the fact that the racism in this is so incredibly casual from John Travolta. Like, and that nobody even mentions it.
They should have given him a very. Never mind. Nope. Let's get a very specific death. I was like, they should have made it like a very specific. He does. Damn it.
I mean, I get that he's one of the antagonists in this. So, I mean, you could argue, well, it's not one of the good people saying it, but the fact that no one even brings it up, like, if someone did that in a movie now, like, whether or not that was a good or bad person saying it, everyone would make a comment on it.
Yes. I'm shocked that, like, because maybe the majority of the world has forgotten. Also, I hope that John Travolta's in this movie. That's why, like, because things like this come back through the woodwork, and you get shit like 3 decades later, even though you didn't write it. And I'm like, that's weird that he didn't get shit for this. Well, maybe Scientology got more like that. Yeah, that's a bigger issue.
Well, that was the thing. Like when I wrote Teresa and Allison, towards the end, without spoiling anything, there's a character that says a couple very racist statements. But
I'm trying to think.
I'll just say she has sisters named Rosemary and Sage. Got
it.
So, by the way, those are actually her sisters' names, by the way. I have never introduced.
I knew that.
Yeah, I've never introduced her sisters, but that's what her sisters' names are. In the
Rosemary and Sage. So the character that Charles is talking about was Art Garfunkel.
Yes.
Please Sage, Rosemary and Time.
Yes. But she says a couple really racist things, and it's like, okay, I obviously feel like in the 2000 when the story takes place, obviously someone's going to be like, whoa, like,
Mrs. Flinch.
Yeah, the fact that here nobody says anything, it's like, boy, this is so the 70s.
You know what would have been perfect though is that like he just gets a look like this, like nobody thinks it's fucking funny, or nobody like or nobody even cares about it. He's just completely disregarded. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
There's nothing redeemable about this character, but even more so, again, reiterating, there's nothing redeemable about John Travolta.
Yeah. So we now go, let's just go to the vote, because otherwise, we're just talking about a lot of little details.
But they are cool. You got to pay attention.
Well, I mean, I think we summed it up by saying that pretty much that it was a lot of really sweet moments. And that
I'm just really happy about how the cinematographer actually paid attention and covered everyone pretty much, that we'd already met. And that's really cool. They could have just cut right to the vote and they didn't.
Yeah. So, they vote for themselves to the devil with false modesty. And then, of course, the close-up of the X as a cross, and that turns red, which I immediately thought the next scene was going to be lit red when I saw that. But just because that's a traditional transition,
Right. Oh, and we should have said that, like, so they got Carrie got before that got her kiss, right? They kissed before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I assume that's definitely your first kiss, but it's so nice to see her in his arms and like actually enjoying her life.
Exactly.
That was, or it was the moment where she became comfortable.
Yeah.
With what was going on.
Yeah.
That was
so
nice.
We see, people voting. There's the one extra, that dude. I stopped the film and
Oh
pointed it
my
out
God.
to you, where I'm like, that man looks about 45.
No, I think that's generous. This fucking dude is like, he's got like, oh my God, that guy he looked like my dad when my dad turned 50. But like, no, this guy's buffer than my dad and definitely Italian, but this guy is definitely not a high schooler.
Yeah, with the
it's really, I wish we should have taken the fucking
mustache.
the hand. We should have taken the timestamp down.
Yeah,
like we should have like paid attention to that. God, we fucked up.
Thick ass mustache, like white guy fro, like, looking very 70ish, but looking like a fucking middle-aged 70ish.
And you know what? This could have been very easily avoided, us talking about it, because we would have noticed it if production had just focused on any other person at the table handing in the ballot, but instead it was his arm that moved.
Yeah.
Idiot. Maybe it was someone's dad.
No. So Sue Snell is sneaking in because she wants to see Carrie's big moment. And meanwhile, under the stage, we have Chris and Billy, which is a moment that I pointed out that I hated.
Yeah.
Because they're only 4 feet from the fucking teachers.
The teacher's table is right there.
Yeah, Norma knocks on the stage, literally like 4 feet from the teachers, and kind of looks under and says something under there. And, you would think at least someone would be like, why is Norma talking to the stage?
You're doing okay? Okay, good. You stay sturdy.
Yeah.
It's really, that's fucked. I mean, it's probably just for camera angles, but it's just dumb.
Yeah, so...
she's so excited. Yeah. She's so happy, and it's all in slow motion. It's like the greatest moment ever. This is probably the only that I can think of off the top of my head movie where I'm okay with how long this took. This whole thing, because it just really, really showed.
Yeah, because this whole sequence
everything.
is like 10 minutes long. Like just her going up to the stage, like there are people applauding. It's all.
I was thinking about the extras too. The extras. How many times did they have to fucking applaud? How long did they have to applaud?
It's all in slow motion. Yeah, it probably would have only been like a minute-long sequence if they didn't put it in slow motion. When I think about it.
Yeah. No, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, the score does a lot of the work here too, because the score really makes it like this beautiful moment. Except when we see under the stage.
But it's like the simplest movement of everyone, and it's something that I think universally, I hope every person has experienced, where people are applauding someone, where you're in a crowd where you're applauding someone. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Yeah, and then those cunts are under the stage.
Yeah, and Sue is very happy for them. And then Sue notices the string that Chris has, and Sue basically follows it, and we see this in slow motion. Her eyes following it, and she sees the bucket on top of there, and Sue is going to try to do something to stop Chris
but
from
the gym teacher caught it.
Yeah,
because she's not supposed to be there because she didn't have a date.
Exactly, from ruining Carrie's moment, but the teacher doesn't see Chris. She sees Sue and thinks Sue is the one who's going to try to ruin it.
Yeah.
So she grabs Sue and she throws her out of the door.
Violently too.
Yeah.
You can just ask the kid to leave. She didn't do anything.
And then locks it on her. And that's when you see just the joy in Chris's face as she pulls that string.
Oh, I know. And I like the little moment of hesitation too, where like they're both kind of like toying with it a little bit. Yeah, that was cute. And the slow motion of just how it came down and everything. I don't know. This is the moment where it's the most terrifying I've ever seen in a movie ever. That's not like animal abuse or like outright. This is fundamentally what Chelsea is afraid of. Small girls who come into their power and are covered in pig's blood.
And the thing that also, there's a couple things that really get me about this. The thing that is interesting is that when the blood first goes on Carrie, the only one laughing is Norma.
Yes, Norma starts it, and it's all silent too.
Yeah, and even when Norma is laughing, she's still the only one laughing. But people are actually laughing at the comedy of the bucket hitting Tommy on the head.
Tommy. Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's when
no.
most of the characters burst into laughter. Even though we see that through Carrie's perspective. So we don't
She thinks it's all at her.
Yeah, she thinks it's all at her. I mean, she's even sees Miss Collins laughing. And as I said, when you see the next shot of Miss Collins, she is distinctly not laughing. She is furious.
And what's great too is that like Tommy went down too, and Carrie just was like, "Are you okay?" And that's how she missed everyone laughing at him instead of her.
Well, if I recall
correctly, now I understand.
If I recall correctly, he actually dies in the novel. Like it hits him and kills him.
Really?
Like the bucket hitting him actually, kills him.
I haven't read it in at least 10 years because of this movie. Because this movie scares the shit out of me.
I read it in high school, but if I recall correctly, the bucket hitting him actually kills him.
The book was banned. It was a banned book. This book.
So
fucking stupid.
Carrie gets that look in her eyes at this point. And what's very interesting is I realized you don't see many movies that do split screen.
No, you really don't.
Yeah. And I think to myself,
it works for this.
Yeah, this really works. Like, when I think about a lot of other movies that would have definitely detracted from stuff if they had used split screen in them.
Where it's like really quick cuts and stuff like that. So going back to the eyes and everything, I think that the eyes and the quick, like the change when the blood is happening in the vulnerability, the joy, just everything that Sissy Spacek did, but then the eyes and the slow stillness and just how her posture changes, that is why no one else probably could have ever played that role like that. Fucking iconic.
She was
in my closet.
She was actually the second choice for the role.
No, I'm done. Bye, Charles. Who was the first choice,
Brian De Palma. It's funny, I have actually never heard of the actress who Brian De Palma wanted for the role.
De Palma. Who was it?
She was in a whole bunch of movies up until the 80s, but I've never heard of her in anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe she just gave a great performance and then something happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
A great audition. Well, thank God.
Yeah, exactly. So this is where all hell breaks loose.
And I forgot that it started with the fucking sink. I forgot that it started with the hose.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
The hose starts spraying everybody. This is also, I should note, the pressure of the hose actually ruptured PJ Soul's eardrum.
No.
So when Norma falls and it looks like she's writhing in pain, that was actually the real pain that PJ Souls was in. She could not hear out of one ear for 6 months after this film.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what just hit me too? I mean, maybe with the exception of wind, is that through her telekinesis in this scene, she hit everyone with the elements too. That's kind of cool. That's amazing.
So the backdrop goes on fire from the principal, the current going to the principal.
Yeah.
At this point, Billy and Chris have left the gym, but they're watching all of this in horror on the outside.
Horror. Yes. It's amazing too that they just somehow got out. That's just miraculous too, because I don't know much about telekinesis, but I think that it would be all encompassing and it wouldn't matter if you were sneaking out behind someone.
They would have to know what was going on. They'd have to be conscious of it, because what I do know about telekinesis will actually point out to a problem I have in a little bit.
Okay, continue. Yeah. Yes, problems.
Yeah. So I think, to me, the thing that makes it the most horrifying, and I talked to you about this, about one of the remakes, about why I hated that Chloe Grace Moretz is doing like X-Men hand movements. The stillness of Sissy Spacek in this makes it so much creepier.
And it's also just her, how her arms somehow just become entirely different.
Yeah.
The place, it's like the placement of her entire arm and how it just really doesn't move is definitely what it is.
Yeah, she just looks in a direction and something happens. And the score here is a single note, just sustained.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And of course, we're getting her perspective, and then we're getting what's actually going on, and it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, we see Miss Collins, a piece of the ceiling collapses into her and kind of squashes her.
Yes.
Her direction for that apparently was to act like a bug dying on a needle.
Then why didn't they have her hit it? Why didn't they have, I didn't like this because why didn't they have the thing hit her like further up where it would not be so quick where she'd die?
You have to ask Brian De Palma that.
De Palma, maybe they thought like no one will notice that.
Yeah. So we see Carrie leaving the gym, and then the doors lock behind her as the place burns down. We see a fire truck zooming past her. Chris and Billy
Carrie
see
just
her.
walk.
Yeah, Chris and Billy see her and they aim for her. But then the car spins out and there's an explosion under the car. And then we see the frame just spinning. Like they just took the frame of the shot.
Yeah, that realization was crazy. Yeah.
Spun it. And I was like, that really looks bad. I'm sure no one noticed it in the 70s, but now, like, I look at that and I'm like,
I'd never noticed it before. Well, this is the first time I've seen this since becoming a filmmaker too. So that makes sense. But
Same
it's
with
like
me.
you could
Same
see
with me,
the like outside of you could see like outside of the edges of the frame and stuff too.
Yeah.
Probably saved a shit ton of money.
Yeah. So my big problem here is Carrie makes the car explode. Now the problem with this is telekinesis, because telekinesis is simply the moving of objects with your mind, right? So she would need to know what to move in the car to cause that combustion.
Maybe she wanted to be a mechanic and her mom said no.
Guys.
Hey, chickens, be quiet. Charles is watching my dogs tonight while I'm away.
Yeah. Guys, calm down, okay?
If you do the no ma'am, they'll calm down quicker.
All right. No ma'am.
You know this.
No ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, no, maybe she wanted to be an auto mechanic. We don't know.
But
yeah,
I mean,
that's fucked up.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a great visual effect, but I mean, in the novel, she rams them into a telephone pole.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that. Could have saved even more money if you had done that, you know. So she goes upstairs to wait. No, she's home, right?
Hold on.
So they're dead.
Give me 1 second, okay? Yeah, keep talking about the film. I will be back in 1 second, okay?
Yes. So let's talk about things that aren't the film while Charles is here. He likes to torture me with the worst song ever made called Timey Kangaroo Down Sport. I guess that people love it in Australia. But it's horrible. And now I'm thinking it would actually drive me insane if this were on the soundtrack for this. Okay, so back to the movie. So she arrives at home. It's like this really eerie, creepy walk to the porch. She enters the house and everything is in shambles and disarray. There's altars and lit candles everywhere. There's like a really nice organ effect. She goes up to her room into the bathroom, and her mom's in this really fucking weird, creepy position in this long white nightgown behind the door, and doesn't even acknowledge the fact that her fucking daughter is covered in blood. To the bathroom. She's, oh my god, no, I'm wearing a similar nightgown. No. Oh no. But it's just
sorry, there was a maintenance guy in the hallway. That's what they were barking at.
Oh well, God forbid.
Yeah.
You know, yes, of course. Intruder alert. They are good guard dogs. They really are. Mm-hmm. Well, no,
I just wanted to see what was going on, because I'm like, if they're barking this much, maybe I should check it out and see if there's something to be concerned about.
Yeah, and that's like going back to like being in a city and being like, who's outside? Don't come to my door. I'll kill you. Or my chihuahua will kill you. Yeah. So no, she's like has this long like, she's in the bath. That's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets in the tub, scrubs off the blood, and I keep thinking about how like what was their rest. Well, I know that they had cuts, but real blood in this comes off way quicker than the fake blood that we use, no matter what the the recipe is.
Oh,
but
man, yes. I actually have notes about this scene. So here's the thing. So Sissy Spacek wanted to remain in the tormented headspace. So she kept that fucking outfit on for 3 full days.
Pillows dress?
Yeah. The dress that was all bloody, I mean, apparently it was sticking to her and everything, and they kept reapplying the blood because she was wearing the same dress. And she even slept
and shit?
and she slept while wearing it too. She slept in it.
Wow. I wonder if like she was like method for that, and didn't break.
It sounds, reading a lot of the making of that we'll go into, it sounds like there was a lot of method with Sissy Spacek when she was younger.
Okay. Well, hey, you got to do what you got to do. My first like 3 Lady Macbeths, I was so in her that I would start having nightmares about killing my father and like controlling men and losing a baby. So I get it.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, and also the prom scene took 2 weeks to shoot.
I wonder what like not like union and non-union extra rates were then.
Yeah,
because I'm like, it's 2 weeks of work.
Yeah, I don't even know what the rules were in the 70s for that.
No idea. It doesn't. The rules in the 70s for that is you can be a 45-year-old senior in high school. Well, I guess you can. Yeah. So she is in the fucking bath, and I like this scene too. It made me happy that like it's just her coming out of it in a way that I forgot happened. And so she calls for her mom. Her mom's still behind the fucking door wearing a very similar nightgown that I am. And she wants a hug. What did I write here? Me mama. Do you have any idea what that means?
No. They laughed at me, mama.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
You told me, mama. Should have killed myself when you put it in me. Fuck. Sin never dies. Like, how was your night, honey? Nothing. No, like, hey, how was prom?
I should have killed you.
I should have killed myself when you put it in me. At first, and she goes into this whole thing about like the guy who put Sissy Spacek in her, not Carrie White, Sissy Spacek.
Yeah. Yes. And not even the baby Sissy Spacek, fully grown Sissy Spacek, because she was just that method. She demanded to stay inside of Piper Laurie for 9 months before shooting.
And also covered in blood. And they would have to open her up every single day and reapply blood.
Yes.
We're back up. Yes. It's actually not a terrible idea. Basically fucked up. But it's like, he's got whiskey, blah, 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 blah. So she finally, I should have given you to God when you were born, but I was weak. Now the devil has come home. Now we're gonna pray. And she just, Sissy Spacek for the first time just agrees. And she caresses her head as she holds her daughter, and she grabs a knife from the floorboards. That was, it was kind of like obvious where that was. I'm surprised Carrie didn't see it. So she stabs Carrie, and there's this weird, creepy lullaby music as Carrie falls down the entire flight of stairs. And I love the mom doing the sign of the cross with this giant knife. That was really cool. And she smiles. Then now that you said that she thought it was a comedy, I was wondering if her smiling was like one of those moments.
Yeah.
Where she comes down the stairs with the knife. I don't know. Carrie like backs her way into a corner as she's trying to get away from her mother, and Carrie pins her with knives and all over the shit, like Saint Sebastian, and not like Jesus. And
Mrs. White is moaning like she's fucking in ecstasy here. So
she's finally fucking Jesus.
She finally got to be a fucking martyr. I guess. Yeah.
So Carrie picks herself up. She's really upset with what she does, and she like kind of carries her, like unknives her from the wall.
Yeah.
And then the house collapses.
Yeah, the house. Basically, what they had written was that a rain of stones actually, and you see them at the end of the movie. Where you see where the house was. There's all those stones. They had actually shot it, but when they looked at the footage, it just looked like rain.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they cut those shots.
But I think it's okay to even use that shot at the end because I thought it could have been coal or ash.
Yeah, but that's what it was. It was rocks.
That's cool.
Raining from the sky.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's so the whole place comes down. One of them actually, which also makes sense. Then I guess that means it wasn't a piece of plastic that hit. A plaster that hit Carrie in the head. It was one of the stones.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense. You might as well use that footage if no one can really tell, you
Yeah,
know?
because watching this, I thought that was a piece of plaster, but hearing that it was supposed to be a rain of
Oh,
stones, I'm like, oh, I guess maybe that was supposed to be one of them.
that's really, really cool. Whatchamacallit, what I love about this too, like there's always just been something about this house collapsing.
Hmm.
Like the exterior shot. I don't know, it looks like it's literally like sinking into the earth.
Yeah,
It's giving into hell.
yeah.
You know, I always love that. No one's ever been able to do it this way. I think. Uh and it didn't bother me that they reused some interior shots throughout this.
Hmm.
It didn't bother me at all.
Yeah. So
Um yeah.
so we cut after this. So Carrie is now dead. We cut to
Carrie is
Sue's
dead.
mom. Yeah, we cut
Yes.
To Sue's mom saying if she's young, she'll forget about it. And I'm like, I don't imagine
No,
if your
that's fucking
entire
crazy.
school dies in a horrific, at least your entire senior class dies in like a horrific, incident, you're ever going to forget
I
that.
mean, and also, oh, she's young. They're 17 and 18, man.
Yeah,
You know, you're like, a lot of your brain is formed, not all of it, but like, come on.
yeah,
That maybe also might be like men writing that,
mm,
because I don't think that Sue's mother would say that.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was very out of character.
So now, once again in slow motion, we see Sue going to put flowers on what
It's
I used
fucking
to
beautiful.
what I used to think was Carrie's grave, but now I see it's the site of where the house was.
Uh-huh.
And as she
I
does
think
it,
it's Ben Carey's grave in other
yeah,
adaptations of
yeah,
this. Yeah.
yeah. So, and written, of course, where the house was is Carrie White burns in hell.
Yeah.
And you can see Sue is truly sorry. She goes to put the flowers down, and she's grabbed by Carrie's hand, which I discovered was actually Sissy Spacek demanding to be buried under fucking rocks.
That's awesome.
And Brian De Palma was so like, I'm not going to have that fucking happen. He had her husband actually do it because he
What?
was, yeah, her husband actually basically put that scene together because Brian De Palma was like, I'm not going to be responsible for fucking putting her under rocks and hurting her.
I wonder, because it wasn't like that wide of a shot. Like, was it in a separate place, or was there like a little hole in that she could like crawl through, or they were just like, okay, go ahead, get in?
They put her in, and then they
Rocks.
kind of put all the rocks on top of her. Yeah.
Oh, like, I don't think you could do that now.
Yeah, no. I think I think a lot of rules with stunt work changed after the kids that got beheaded in the Twilight Zone movie in the 80s.
That makes sense.
I know
I would demand to have my own hand come up if it were me too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. The 80s fucking what?
Well, no, like because that's what changed things. There was a movie, the Twilight Zone movie, and they had a helicopter on stage, and it something went wrong, and it beheaded one of the lead actors, and it beheaded two children who were with him as well.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, and the rules about stunts changed. Like, I don't know the specifics of it, but there were big changes in the rules about stunts after that.
That's so dark. I didn't know that I was gonna make a fucking helicopter joke in Dawn of the Dead, but
yeah, no,
that's
like
really fucking dark.
Legitimately one of the actors, like one of the leads, and he was like one of the big stars they were selling being in the film. Was beheaded. Yeah, was beheaded because they brought a real helicopter into the fucking set.
Damn.
Yeah, and I think
that's so sad.
Yeah, and I think like a cable went loose or something, and the helicopter tipped over, and the fucking blades beheaded the actor and the two children in the scene with him.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I was like, no, Charles, that's the beginning of Ghost Ship. No, wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah. So, of course we cut to Sue in the real world, like forever traumatized.
She woke up. Yes.
Yeah, up until I guess she becomes a counselor in the Rage Carrie too. So
I really liked that it ended. I forgot that it ended on Sue and her mom, and she's just absolutely freaking the fuck out. Kind of like a playback to how Carrie was in the first shower scene. You know, very different, but I liked how they did that, and how they didn't do the normal thing where you'd somehow bring it back to some sort of jump scare, because of course we already had that, but it's not bringing it back to Carrie and talking about a different character, not the main character.
So A lot of people, so that was Carrie. A lot of people auditioned for the role. Melanie Griffith, Carrie Fisher, Glenn Close, Linda Blair.
Linda.
Yeah. And Betsy Slade was Brian De Palma's first choice for the role. As I said, I can't think of a single Betsy Slade movie, but
I've never heard that name in my life.
yeah, neither had I until I did some reading on that. But
Okay.
but Sissy Spacek was so determined to get the lead role, she backed out of a television commercial she was scheduled to film. She rubbed Vaseline in her hair. She left her face unwashed. Arrived for the screen test clad in a sailor dress, which her mother had made for her in 7th grade, with the hem cut off.
Fuck, that's dark.
Yeah, and just came in there just looking as pitiful and like awkward as possible. And that's
I wonder
what
what
got
the
her the role.
sides were.
She also apparently she wanted this so bad, even after that, she read for every other character.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, she read for even after that, she still demanded that she read for every other female character because she wanted to be in this movie no matter what.
Amazing. I love that. I love that she went in with that like totally dressed up like that.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Her the last person to audition was Nancy Allen. And she apparently was ready to leave Hollywood at the time because her acting career hadn't really taken off.
Oh.
And then she got this, and then she and Brian De Palma married in 1979 and divorced in 1984.
Okay. 5 years ain't that bad, you know?
Yeah, in fact, looking at it, Carrie, it looks like Sissy Spacek really did go method with it because she deliberately isolated herself from the rest of the cast members on set. And she stayed in her trailer and put like religious regala all over it.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that was probably one of those things with the background actors. Like the PAs are like, don't talk to her, don't look at her, don't anything.
Yeah, she also
but not because she's a bitch.
She also examined the body language of those stoned to death for their sins so that she could get that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
hence why it's the most terrifying thing ever.
Yeah, the high school was named Bates High after Norman Bates in Psycho. In fact, those little musical cues that I thought reminded me of Psycho were directly done because the composer of Psycho was supposed to have been the composer, but he passed away.
Oh, fuck.
So those were the tributes to him by naming the high school really after cool. Norman Bates and by putting in those little Psycho 4-note string movements in there.
I love that so much. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
The score is definitely, it aids to this so much.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely, I don't know. I fucking love and am terrified of this movie to this day. Like I said, I'm 30 years old. And I think the first time I saw this, I was, I don't know, maybe like 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go get up like 3 times at my childhood home and check to make sure that Sissy Spacek was in my closet covered in blood. And it stuck with me that I still do it in my apartment now.
Oh, wow.
I know she's not there. Maybe I have OCD. Or I'm not willing to let go of the past.
Yeah.
Or I want her to crawl into bed with me.
Finally, the one note I'll say is the final scene was actually shot in reverse to give it a more dream-like quality. Where Sue is, so it started off with Sissy Spacek grabbing her arm, and then she pulled her arm back, and then she walked backwards while holding the flowers.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah, they did that so that the movements
makes
would be all dreamlike and everything.
I know, but even thinking about that, you must have some crazy fucking balance in order to do that and have it look like you didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so
this movie, it stands the test of time. It really, I think it always will.
This is definitely a classic horror film. Like this is, and I'll say, and one of the things I'll say, Stephen King, and a lot of modern writers don't really get this. Stephen King, one of the things that he's always been able to capture is how cruel children are, and how cruel teenagers can be.
Yes.
Like in so many of his different works, it shows there that there's this, because so many people have this nostalgic view of, oh, we were kids and we were innocent and blah, blah, blah. And kids are fucking monsters.
They really are.
Like you'll find some genuinely cool kids, but I think every school in the world has has just these violent fucking sociopaths doing war crimes like on a daily fucking basis.
Yeah. And you never know what clique it's gonna come from. You know, the girl where I had to put my fucking pad in a fucking sock and carry it down the other side of the school so that no one knew it was my pad.
Yeah.
She caught me once and she said that she was gonna come to my house and kill me.
Yeah.
Because I had my period before she did.
Jesus Christ.
And she was the most popular girl in the school. And then the like weird, nerdy, like, you know, the outcast, who was very, very, very kind. And then I even had this problem way back when I denied his advances as a child. And then he came up with a what do you call it? Like a death wish list. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So that's Carrie, guys.
Yeah. So before we go, so Chelsea, why don't we talk a little bit about our campaign before we finish up? Why don't you talk about it?
Yeah, so Bishop's Cove is like an unadulterated, like really fucked up horror movie that we have been working on. It's Everything Is Done. You know, we just need money on this IndieGoGo campaign for post-production so we can make it our way without compromising. I don't think there's any horror movie out there like it. We have some really fucking awesome perks. We're really proud. Charles wrote it and directed it and co-produced it. I played the Nameless, who's the antagonist, and
Chelsea's terrifying in it. Yeah.
I was just thinking about the Nameless with like Sissy Spacek doing that. Was like, I should have stayed in costume.
Yeah.
For days.
Yeah. Sissy Spacek would have just like, we wouldn't have been able to be on set with her because she would have just like rolled around in a graveyard and then not showered for like a month before.
No, I'm saying that me as the Nameless.
I know.
The Nameless should have done that, at least for a couple of days. Yeah, and we have really awesome perks. You know, the score is coming together, VFX, color correction, festival submissions you'd be helping with. And our perks are fucking awesome. You know, DVD, Blu-ray. Oh, I'm kidding, but new perk. You pay me enough money. It can't be animal blood. It has to be human blood. I will let someone pour it on me because I wouldn't hurt an animal. Yeah.
That sounds like a great way to get hepatitis. But
I got all my shots, bitch.
Yeah.
No, we got really, really, really great perks, from like signed posters to prosthetics that are really fucked up. I don't know. There's shit. I think the only reason that Bishop's Cove is not giving me nightmares like Sissy Spacek does is because we're like working on it from start to finish, you know?
Yeah. I imagine we will be giving many people watching it nightmares.
Good.
Yes. So
I want the Nameless to be someone else's Sissy Spacek.
Yes, I told you there's going to be I'm telling you there's going to be a little girl fucking 20 years from now who will be talking about her. Yeah, I used to look in my closet to make sure Chelsea LeSage wasn't in it, like waiting to like, you know, to fucking put me in a room full of dead bodies and naked and everything. So it'll be, you know.
And then I'm actually there and I'm like, we're already in that room. I would love that. I feel like that would be like a life goal. Yeah. And then maybe I'd be able to get over Sissy. I have to go to a meeting. I forgot all about that.
So anyway, so go check that out. igg.me/at/Bishop's Cove Post. One word. So Chelsea, where can people find you?
In your closet. No, I'm Chelsea.LeSage on Instagram. And where can they find you, Sir Charles?
At charles.d.lincoln on Instagram. And you can find us together at CL Squared Productions. One word.
On YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Exactly.
And Instagram.
All right. So
we should start
a
TikTok. No, let's not do that.
No. So thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back next week with the 2002 television remake starring Angela Bettis and directed by Brian. Which I've never seen. Yeah, directed by Brian Fuller. So if you're a fan of Hannibal or May, you should, that's the version to check out. So thank you very much, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
We'll see you next week. Bye.